All right, very good evening and welcome aboard to the Podium show every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight, where we preview and review all the latest in the world of motorsport, local scene, African scene, as well as on the international scene on this 15th day of December 2025. Only hoping that everything has shifted away from the last time. We did run this show to Gamba, bakuze n'enfuna ebirungi tebaza katonda tumusabe tutuze kona ebirungi bya kuba byo tebigwa ene n'abakyafunye obuzibuzibu. Better still tumusabe atutemene kumpenda somo ko buzo tu living obulamu obuli better. The Podium on FA TV ne ku 102.1 Fafama every single Monday to watch na in the world of motorsport. In the case of program and you can as well join us using our various social media platforms ku X, ku Instagram, ku TikTok, as well as neku YouTube FA TV no kubango kwesa the FA media app just so kubango downloading mo Play Store yo. You'll definitely be able to watch FA TV or as well as ne 102.1 FA media app so kubango kwesa no la FA TV bene bigena maso ku TV of course no kuuliriza radio 102.1 FA zone zili under the FA media services. Kale we have a lot regarding the world of motorsport is concerned na the privilege to kubanti before this team won the ARSC shuje twakola the Monday that week Monday mukuru twali wano nagenda na aleta ebintu ate tuzeewo ne tufuna ngaya kalandi ngandoza okuva UZBEKISTAN twina babiri omuntu gena mufuna ku Zoom champion yennyini YASIN NASSER naye twina ali ku team okwe nyini ya kalandi ngira kati ade
sose muahaga
ate ekikulu mu yonna nti Edson ade musaba invitation okujja mu show leero nenkube 77 nebirala yes hello nenga nakanya kuze one munjereza oba nga Adamu mululi yafukido linguistic nga anyway you have a lot to get out of motorsport kansema nogeyo ndinga wabuza ko then ovanya tu yengere mas abakola nabatuliza then we pick up from there
sanyo jerere abatulaba ku FA TV n'abatuliza ku 102.1 FA FM sanyo lyerere bukasera tufuna akade ntubera kuwana nga twogera ku muzanyo gwetusinga okwagala nga foge mutukaze empaka nsoko okwebaza management ya FA Media Services otuwa kakisa kano tubako kumpewo wano nga twogera ku muzanyo gwa foge mutukaze empaka gwe twagala ennyenyenyo gwe tugamba twagala nnyenyenyo oba tugwagala ninga tugwagala nnyonyonyo njozayo zaabo bonna abafunye ebirungi mu weekend gye tukubya amabega aba championi baffe bayozayoza okutuuka ku kkula myaka gye badde 26 nga tetuina Africa champion ekirungi tuzeemu okufuna ku ba champion mu Africa mu Uganda wano nga bava kutakana Uganda bangi balina doubt by the way Edson balaba YASIN nga akozesa flag ya Tanzania mu WRC nga people were asking lwaki ate ya mu Tanzania ate lwaki nendoza ARC yali ne WRC rules zali clear nti mu WRC okozesa passport ne mu ARC okozesa ASN gundi license era nakibanga ne twabadde UZBEKISTAN flag bbiri eza Uganda zalabiseeko wali waggulu ku katuuti akasinga obunene nga kulika amanya bantu bave Uganda wano ng'omu ye YASIN NASSER omulala Ali Katumba kibadde kirudde okulubaawo era ndooza sanyu jerere kubanga twasobodde okutuukira ekintu kino nateera serema kunakwaliramu abafunye obuzibu mu wiki tukubya amabega mukama abagumya abasibe ebinyu era tusaba abayise mu kaseera k'emitamuka n'akatali kalungi naye abagumye Ilingo ujja okubuuza kubawuliriza program ya Luganda na Luzungu yogera luli kubanga tujja kutera
ayaga fabalungi abafufa TV abamusiza kwa kawulezi ka leero nebaza management ya FUFA okulaba nti etuwo mukisa guno kwogera ku muzannyo gwaffe nga mukulu ero ne bwagambye gwe tusinga okwagala ennyo era abali eyo tubategeezaako era ntitubakakasa nti tujja gulwanirira tusali tunava mu nsi eno kubanga gwe muzannyo gwe tusinga okwagala ng'emmotoka z'empaka
kale ediwe bali twegattako ne schedule eri very tight wakaveri ate naffe tukusazeeko maika fatigue ako distance eyo eri mpanvu, but it has found time to come and join us. Of course, champion ejatwegatako mu second segment yaffe ya program yonako lwaleero via a Zoom call. Kale, Aaron, a lot has been going around in the world of motorsports, but motocross, let me explain. Babade NAIVASHA for the second round of the Central Africa Motocross Film Africa Motocross Championship CSC, and Uganda, of course, being dominant. But one of the things, if you earlier on, of course, we had earlier on won the first round in Muyarimo Epo. So the second round, you had NAIVASHA, and the team did perform when WJB Achal, Miguel, and Fatuchi Gunda, and the rest doing lifting Uganda's flag. So Uganda have been dominating on the Eastern Central level. Nenga ate the ultimate wadene with the global scene. Babadewa Edson Babadewa. Badeba namna be ada do kabo.
Kabotai.
Botai. Yes, but yeah, but Uganda's performance motocross, of course, Kenya babadene issues ziba affecting mkuchi tu yabadde nnyo, but Kenya abadde issues which have taken bibadde batawana nnyo in rally bali nnyo mu rally cross mu rallying itself into sport, but they have only had one event, which was the safari, doubling as the ARC, at the same time as their KNRC, of course, in the World Rally Championship. But definitely, but the demo came. Gone are the days of Ivan Guya, Kenya. We were dominating a motocross. Even there's a time we hosted one of the club members in one of the motocross clubs, the Kenya one program. Nenga issue ne batawanya nnyo. Karateka tujukira baina issues izine zaba Bamuturi, Banoba Onyoi, ba Eric Bengi. Been a trickle down effect performance. So Uganda definitely had to. It was walk in the park for Team Uganda.
Ekisoka kya byonna njala okuyuza Team Uganda kubanga yatuuse ku buwanguzi obwo ekifudde kyayo ndowooza of late. Uganda ewangudde ndowooza ebiddiringana ndowooza this is third time in a row nga wangula gundi ya CSC eyo, naye nga bwe ngamba nti tetukoma kuwangula buwanguzi, tutegeke n'enkya tube nga tukyasobola okuwangula in case abaami abo ab'e Kenya bakola ki bazuukuka enkya nga batereezezaamu, kubanga ffe tuyinza okubanga tugenda ne tusanga mulambo gwaffe gwafa ne tukuba ne tulowooza twatereera nnyo, naye abantu abo bayinza okuba nabo balina kye bakola nga ogyeko bino kubanga balina turmoils na biki ebya affectinga abantu abo baali b'amaanyi nnyo. West Africa baali b'amaanyi nti tulina okuba nga tutegeka nnyo by the time we banaakomerawo tube nga tukoze steps ahead of them nga balina okukola catch up, bali kukola catch up ku bo ebiseera emabegaawo. So mbakulisaayo team bali kukola bulungi nnyo, abatukiikiridde obulungi ennyo. Kinabyeko Rwanda yabadde confirmed,
member of film,
member of film, meaning bagatandika okubanga baleeta aba riders nabo. Of course solabira ddala nti competition tegenda kukoma wano ekyakula enkyaneggulo, so our preparation erina okubanga
motocross mu Rwanda ne Tanzania ebadde mu infancy.
Yes.
Of course Uganda and Kenya have dominated, but of course with the admission of Rwanda as a member of film, definitely baba in a when it comes to such events, because for them the disciplines was daba easily more motorsport, karting. They have organized the ARC on several occasions, despite the fact that of course NRC for them to have those number of events, bagata sprints, nebazigatako rallies to make it more interesting. But them being members of the meetings, then it should worry other African Eastern Central countries because with the support with government input, and the ASN we are moving in that direction, definitely. Of course, which are an advantage into you have the numbers, because even Uganda in a chance of seeing the World Junior Championships and maybe like Romania, France, even other countries, they so catching or but of course we'll get that comprehensive report regarding the theme CSC. Uganda among the title yawe yekumi nebiri, the 12th title more history, but of course they did dominate each and every class. So tujafuna a comprehensive report from Chabade NAIVASHA in our subsequent program. Kale, away from that, the story that has been running whenever for Kenya about Edison Ajaktua input question about the name. I think it's the name Gaulaba just Sing Chate, the Sing name in Kenya has dominated.
Simba. The king.
Okay, yeah, because only one of the guys was Simba wa Kenya. So it was. So I thought we could discuss why it has been making rounds in Kenya. And there's a friend of mine, Dangamanti, which Kampala Mwina trajectory moving at the spot because the Kenya by the Manvilles, the Baldev Singh Chaga, Onkarai, Chate, that line. Really dominating because most of them because of their naming and most of them have even come here to dominate. Manville winning 3 RSA titles and one of the
so many Gundi sing.
Yeah,
so many
sing. I think Kabuze Kata. Right, so the Tanzania knows that. Anyway, but Aaron, I don't know what you have to say about there are 8 of them about that has been training. Maybe producers will talk with Fana Nyevi, but that name in Kenyan motorsport really has, of course, maybe because of their naming, it has really dominated sport in Kenya.
Yeah, see the kando tutazo kulaba kubano ne kuvadda flying sing joginda sing abona batandike nga bava balanga bali ba motorsport has been
oyo Manville galine Dustalo ku FI Awards 2017. That was his first championship Jawangula, by the way. So no kweza squad RFI.
Yeah, so babadeo ba mani motorsport era ndo babadde bakoze jamani
no Iceman Chana.
Yes.
Ravi
Chana.
Muganda Ravi Chana. But Ravi Chana was an Tanzania. I championship as a co-driver, yes. Near Wangula championship ya soka bambi. Near ina championships zone Kenya yo. Chana. Zona zilina. Yali abulako ya national. Yes, isigale zona CRC division 1 2 3. Yali abulako. 2-wheel drive. Zona zina Iceman. I think it was a Castilla upgrade. It was after winning the championship. Nina kulira upgrade. Look at tunamula banyo mugundi. Then that one is Tajvir, right? Very unfortunate nti yafuna incident mu safari. But that is part of the family yaba Onka. Ate yali ndoza avuga that brand yakwe missed. Yeah, champion of Africa 2015.
Oh, yali muzibu oyo. Yali muzibu oyo. Yateko nebo nabali bazibu kubanga nona asemba side ena. Ali mu ka blue oyo. Yalira yafuse muzibu nnyo we yawumulira rugby right. Ne yali afuse muzibu nnyo.
Yajja nawangula Pali ya 2014.
By the way, it was the closest ever 2 seconds. 2 seconds of Gary Chains. 2 seconds was it the closest you've ever had for WR.
Of course, tapi alieno na
tapi alieno. Na yakatelezo omuliro gwali awo Edison. Nga chate yali waguru tapi wali eri. Those are seconds.
Seconds ezaya ura.
Awazi ezali
chate. Those are nala yomuntu
meeting
ivote najana amiriza omwami era tambula 10.
Mwana wa.
Era tambula 10.
Yali muzibu nnyo.
Yali ayize. Tambula 10.
Yali ayize bulungi.
Yali atandise jiga.
Ale tutwala banga
ajize.
Nange era bwotunula munti bwabadde abeera waka oyo.
Edi muzibu nnyo. Nagamba chate mboko nnyo. Ale walise chambold n'akyukira wo.
Nedda nkugambye yali tanajiga gwe nga bwoga nti yajiga. Kubanga ono lwabadde agituulamu chate nga abalina okuba wakubiri oba wakusatu. Ne kujja muzeeyi tundu.
Oyo. Flash. Kimyanso.
Bo tebagala kumanya. So basomesa Tundo ne Chaga basomesa ba Ivotel. Yeah.
Atalista kamera.
Alisa aliwa mwenda.
Angamba. Mwenda unayogenda kubasomesa. Nengamba
Rose ne Kavena bebali aba mwenda.
Ba Evo 9.
Bali Evo 9 aba ababiri mu era yawe.
Alista kamera.
Bali tubakwata.
Then Evo 10 Tundo
ne Muzeyoli.
Mu packing order ne asoka. Tundo.
Chaga.
Balde.
Tundo naddako.
Yes.
Onka naddako. I'm sorry. Chate. That ne onka abwa ku Evo 10. But though you didn't.
Ne mugivuga te yajitusa kasanga cyane.
Omusajja oyo nga yavuga teni.
Chate.
2015 wawangula
double. Yawangula double. MMR 2.
Tetukiganye. Daye waka Kenya. Olabe events zabaddemu nga mwebali ne times.
Ano buzibu we yakolera nnyo obudde obwo. Ate bo bali batandise okubanga Chaga yali mu Subaru. Yali mu 14. Nga ni Tundo atagala mu Kaproto odugera Castaria. Castaria yako. Yatagala mwawo myaka ngebiri ono ngali awo
naye stage times bavuga stage zaabwe nya emyaka 10
Wala kali kagundi kwa zero tunyimiza kali manje
kubanga
watulize maybe producer ngat so gonna kali kali gonna conceive to come out Mario story then of course to fune champion YASIN NASSER kat come out All right, we'll be back from that short commercial break. It's the Podium every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight, where we preview and review all the latest in the world of motorsport. You know, it's on Mjereza ne Aaron Samba on this 15th of December 2025. Emma Babumba, Gamba, you're forgetting Yandakan and Evo X with B13 kit that year. Watch all Kenya RC with Tundo Baldev and Yandakan. OMG, those guys were so fast. Remember Manville. And Onka just brought his squatters but could not beat the 3. Yeah, Stuf. Performance here, Ian Duncan, of course, the B13. B13, as well as Tundo, ne Boldi. All of them putting up very good performances. Aaron Karika, Any party, yeah. What that was that Chata about Chisumu is best in Chisumu. Yeah.
Chata is best in Chisumu.
So the
akantu ako kalo twali mu rally ya Safari Rally 2015. Olaba kati yekolanga start ya Kedongo. Luli yalinganga FF nga baje ne bakola turns all right once ne bakka once. Kati Chate yajja kugamba ani Tapio yajja n'ayitawo ne tugamba ho eno nzibu ajivuga baba muzibu nnyo muzibu nnyo give binga ebuze Chate najja yalinga okiranga 600 downhill nenga mulimu bu humps along the downhill ati nga je kakomera wansi waliyo ilinganga medium right nenga medium tokola cutting apanga limu protruding stones ezi za crusts zivayo wanga tosola cutting amu igatwalinze Innocent Gashumba ne Jajja Chiyinji Ismail Chiyinji tuyimidde kakona ako musajja yakka wansi ne tuddukayo ne tugatasola kuwetawo nasobola kuwetawo ne ya dopinga gechi yayita mu medium eyo tugenda omulira tuga agudde ngali mukumaliriza mu FF era Jajja mugawe mujukiza akataka tungaye wayi ekisadde ekyali ekinene ekifuuka ekitono kyafuuka kizibu mwaka ogwo nga kivuga nzibu eyo kugundi ya 2015 Chate yali muzibu okwata yali muzibu nnyo nga muzibu adduka mizibu naye kyewunyisa n'okwewunyisa nti kati blockers tunako tunuzi nazirabaawo nga weziringa takwata namu
ajja kudda.
Mu 2015 to me he was okay.
Yali muzibu nnyo.
Ate ndo yali quest ye ARC winning.
ARC.
Of course tundo yakizeemu wano mu COVID winning both the
ARC ne NRC.
One Kampala tunakifunawo omuntu awangula the double. Maybe this year yasalawo. But it's okay. But of course onka ina issues zili twazogerako ne wano yali ndoza issue eri kubako drivers. He kept on changing them. Gareth Dawe, Deuce Talok, who else we amukwati ya mukawo ndoza gwe yasembe yali Greg Steed, yes. Yali and the issue yali kuba njuke twali mu candidate event era bavaamu, in fact ne Gareth Dawe yafuna mu incident issue, but ne yamala ndoza na agenda okusettlinga ne Deuce Talok ndoza ngalaba. Then recently twali Deuce Talok ngakomyewo ate ne Vora. So okay, our producer ngama tufunye champion on the line ka tumufune, then we deliberate. That was our the name, the sing name of Kenya in regards to performance moraling. Of course that name ranges since the 1960s and 70s. Okay, on the line we have the African Rally champion, that is champion YASIN NASSER. Hello, good evening, champion. Yeah, a pleasure. Thank you for sparing time.
Everyone.
Thank you for sparing time and joining us. Requesting you to say hello to our dear listeners and viewers.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sparing time and joining us. Maybe you can, for starters, you take us through your 2025 in regards to you winning the ARC. It's something that you've really been craving for some time. Several attempts on it, but of course, thank God that you've managed to win it this year. Maybe you take us through that decision of you doing. How did it come about? Because last year you did try out on the ARC, then this year you fully have gone out for it. That decision that you took to entirely do the ARC, concentrate on the ARC in regards to probably the local championship as well.
You see, the target was, the dream was there from the earlier stage, as we all know that from 2019, after we NRC in Uganda, that was the next target. A bit to have the championship in Africa as well. At that time, we tried to attempt several events, and we've been consistently driving for the ARCs until 2021, where if you remember, we went until to South Africa and won the ARC2 title. After that, we still continued to be driving and trying. We started well in 2024, where unfortunately we had a very bad accident in WRC, whereas our car was completely spoiled, and we had to repair and take a break for the entire season as it took longer. Rebuild the car and you know, come back properly to the races. We managed to come back again this year in 2025, where again we had start from the WRC event, and we kept finishing events. I think that decision that we ever made, that go fight your battles and finish all the events and make as much as points are needed. And going to Morogoro and having a strategy of again finishing the event and getting the extra 1 or 2 points to be able to win the ARC champion. God was with us, all the prayers were answered, and we managed to do so. That's how everything has come to where we are today.
Okay, maybe taking you back, when I first saw you in rallying in 2015 during the Fort Portal rally, driving the Subaru N10. Then from there, the upgrades to the GVB. Then you had the GVB Junior, GVB Senior, and one of the person you're doing the short drivers won a championship in one of those cars. But that decision, you're saying to go in for the Ford instead of the other R5s that were on the market. What really informed that decision?
We did have several team, because remember, it's not me who is going to be doing the cars. We looked at several options. Skoda was one of them. Unfortunately, when we were shopping for the Skodas, they wrote us back and said they never had any car which was going to be had internal issues with the parts and all these things. So they actually wrote us back and said that they will not be able to supply any more cars. And that's where we sat down and then agreed with the support of Mr. Kiran from Nairobi, and because they already had a Ford which was around, and everything would be able to share the costs of mechanics and the learning process, basically. So that's how we came across going for the Fiesta Mark II at that.
Okay, then going in for the Fiesta Mark II, then when it came to the Safari, you're just learning the car, getting used to it, then that incident really come. Did come. Did it kind of, was it a set, but did you think twice about not competing in that car again, or you thought that you would still compete in that car if I told you worked on it like just as you did? Because at the time I came to Banda in one of the garage tours and I saw the shell there.
I didn't get you clear. Please repeat that.
Yeah, in the course of you getting more and more used to that car, the incident during the Safari rally happened. Did you have any second thoughts about changing the car, or switching from a Ford to a Toyota, or you just went out to, like you did, getting another shell and working on that car again so that it can get back onto the road?
Not really, because you see, was not the problem, and also after looking carefully, Ali and I surveying the place where we had the accident, and we were satisfied that it was not our error, and it was not the error for the car as well. But that was the only option. Besides the shell getting damaged, the rest of the thing was intact. Basically, we just had to bring in the shell, and I think the doors we had to get, and the window. So everything that we removed from the previous car that we had, put them back properly in the new shell. So there was no need to go back for a new car or to change to another car like you think.
Okay, then 2023 you did win the Uganda National Rally Championship. 2024, of course, it was won by Just Mangat. Now 2025, we thought that you would make another attempt onto the NRC, probably as well do the ARC. Probably we just talked about people like Chate, who won both championships, the 2015 KNRC and the ARC. Did you have any minds of doing both championships, or trying to do what Tundo had just previously done in Kenya, or you just thought this year your program was entirely doing the ARC?
You remember that we could not be able to do both the championships because there was a lot of expense from the accident time. So running the R5 in both the championships after doing the not economical. So we decided as a team that we will concentrate on the ARCs only and maintain the car until to the end. So that was the plan actually. So NRC was not in plan at all after the roll.
Okay, then switching gears to 2025, where you've been crowned African Rally Champion. It all started with the Safari. You, of course, the performance in Safari bring you to the Pearl of Africa Rally here and other events that you managed to do. When you went back to Kenya to do the Safari, which was the first event on the ARC, did you still have, how did you, perhaps psychologically, how did you get past the incident that had happened earlier in the Safari Rally that led to that issue of having an incident during the event?
You see, initially the way I said that by the time we rolled and with the several messages and phone calls that we received from different people, there was a message and a phone call from one of our teammates earlier, Heiko, and he had told me clearly that you should be able to scrutinize yourselves before you leave the scene to confirm that it was not anything about the cruise error, because if you don't find out, it would be very difficult for you to come back and sit in the car this early. You get. So, you know, we really spent a lot of time there. We were there for almost, I think, 3 hours on ground waiting for the car to be removed, because initially we never knew that the roll cage was broken. We were making phone calls for the crews to be ready with their body parts, that it's only the body parts that needs to be replaced. Mm-hmm. So we did not have, the fear was there, especially when we went to that stage, and when we reached at that point, you know, we could feel ourselves like, you know, slowing down, not going through that place, and the fear was a bit there, but you know, we just had to go with it because we had to finish that event.
Mm. Okay, then after that we had the Pearl of Africa Rally, and one of the person making his debut onto the local scene, that is Vora, posting very good stage times, as well as Karan Patel, who has been here several times. He has won the RSA as well. He was also posting good times, so he went ahead and won that event. Vora, how did you treat that, the levels of competition during the Pearl of Africa Rally, given the fact that you had two competitors from Kenya, and one of them was making his debut here in Uganda, that is Vora?
Healthy for everybody, you know, everybody has their chance to prove themselves. It was a tough, and you know, if everybody is good, once you sit in these cars, everybody is good. The competition is tough. You have to try and everybody maintain their pace and make sure the car comes back safely back home, and you finish and gather some points. That's the only trick.
Okay, then from the Pearl of Africa, other events like Burundi, then you had Rwanda, then of course Tanzania as well. Of course, the last event being in Tanzania, that is where all of us were on tenterhooks because of the Vora, who was not even part of the initially. We hosted him after Pearl. He didn't have any intentions of doing the ARC. But because he said he kept on saying that he was getting more and more used to the car. In fact, by the time he came for the Pearl of Africa Rally, he had done, that was his 9th event, the Pearl of Africa Rally. So for him, he had no intentions of doing the RC, but given the results that came through after Pearl, of course Pearl, he dropped out. Then other events, his performances in Burundi, Rwanda, brought him to the dinner table and wanting to as well compete on the championship. So viewers would like to know how you did approach the last event with those kind of calculations that were there in regards to Vora as well having a chance, a shot on the championship, as well as you having a shot on the championship. Of course, for Patel, he had lost it because of that retirement. It should have been in Rwanda. How did you approach the last event with all those kinds of pressures that came along from Vora, who was also in the mix of winning the championship as well?
See, by the time we were going to, Morogoro, our chances were 50-50. All the calculations that we had done, we were supposed to finish second, through and through, because current to be in until they confirmed that they were going to come in. Then the goalposts changed, and then they said, okay, now what are we supposed to do? So then we were supposed to maintain the fourth position or get to third position, but then if Vora comes first position, then we will have lost everything. But you know, our gut said, no, let's maintain, let's just be calm in the car and follow the notes properly and just go drive and finish. The positions will come. And remember, it was torturous because every time the two times we entered the 29 kilometers, we had been red flagged just after where we started. So like 28.5 kilometers, we were driving at 30-40 kph, the stage, because the stage was red flagged. So again, even the second time when we came to the same stage, again, it was also so there was hardly any chance to finish that event and win the championship. Until the second, the day two, when Karan moved some seconds up, started winning those stages in the morning hours, is when we were calculating ourselves now to try to maintain the fourth position. And but again, I know many didn't know about this. We did have some scenario first on the first day on the stage, and we held a lot of fumes, and that really took us off guard for the first two stages, because those fumes, we didn't know the leakage was coming from where. Was it the breather leaking, or there's a pipe that was leaking which was not there the day earlier, because we actually had to remap the car the day before, and it was late in the evening until 7:30. So we lost a lot of time in those first two stages in the morning, and that took us behind a couple of minutes from Ahmed actually, because we wanted to maintain the third position and getting to second. So yeah, the calculation worked for us well, and we just maintained the fourth position and making sure that the guys behind us don't beat us in any stages. We landed into it properly.
All right, champion, you request you need to first stay on the line. We first go in for a short commercial break, then we get back into our last segment of this discussion. All right, katsoke tukole kunsimbe tukomao ni last segment ya champion wa 2025 yene Ali Katumba katukomao after this short commercial break. All right, we'll be back from that short commercial break. It's a Podium show back every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight, where we preview and review of the latest in the world of motorsport. Na Aaron Samba as well as Edson Mjereza, tuwegatidwa kwa African Champion 2025 African Rally Champion YASIN NASSER via Zoom. Okay, prior to that break, YASIN wada responding to a number of questions. You guys will have a chance to react. We'll tumzemo mufuna katu waimalizo kwa yamo kone, then we'll get back in studio. Okay, champion, thanks for staying onto the line. Prior to that break, I did ask about the permutations that you had ahead of the last event in Tanzania, that was in Morogoro, and everything worked for you. Before that rally, that week that was leading to the rally, we hosted Ali Katumba, and he didn't open up on what the strategy you guys had, because he said that Vora and the likes could be listening in, so he kept his cards to his chest. But after, then he had to relay them. But of course, congrats to you guys, and well done. Thanks for doing it for Uganda. Of course, the last person to have done it was the late Charles Muhanji in 1999. God rest his soul in peace. Okay, having won that championship, in the due course of this show, that Monday, because you guys came back on Monday at past midnight, we did a live broadcast of you guys at Entebbe. I saw that excitement that you had, as well as Ali, and it was next to none. How did it feel, champion, to win that championship that you've been craving so hard to get?
Remember, it's a dream for every driver and the team to win a championship where you've worked for over 10 years and where you started from as a joke and to get to where we are today. It has been a really long journey, and we've done so much to do the preparations, and if you go back to the history, changing 3 or 4 cars, getting settled to come to Nemo, and then start practicing that car which we've never seen before. Actually, a lot happened in between there until we started settling in the car. We realized that everything is different, and then getting used to the car again, and then there was a bit of break where Ali had to go back to school for few months. Kamia came in, and we also tried to catch up with him a bit, but it became like a training, it was like a training session as well, until Ali came back. And after he came back is when now we sat down and said, okay, let's go for it. That was in 2024. Let's try. There's nothing stopping us from trying. And as I said earlier, the accident happened, and then go back to the drawing boards, and all those things are fresh, But by the time now we finished, by the time we finished Burundi, we knew pressure is there now, because Morogoro was the only chance now where we are supposed to have. We have to be very, very calculative, and as I said earlier, the calculation was very, very important. But besides that, there was a hiccup in preparation as well. More expense, as you know, because we needed to have the M Sport guy on board as well. So he also flew in for those 2 events to make sure the car was not misbehaving. Looking at what happened to us in Nepal, again in Rwanda, we had the same problem again. There were some failures of the sensors and changing of the whole engine. So we were just making sure that we don't get those hiccups. And after you've gone through this a lot, and when you land into to be told actually that after the provisional results, when we came actually after the last stage, guys had started congratulating us already, but we told them no, we can't accept this at the moment until the provisional results are out to confirm really. Because everything can change anytime. The timings can change. You never know. Someone had done better times in those stages, and we had to actually wait for a very long time. The provisional results came out. We were still driving back from the service park going to Iringa, where the award ceremony was going to happen. On the way, halfway is when Ali told me, you know what, now we can confirm that we have won this championship because the provisional results are out. And that's where now, excitement came in, and we were very happy for all of us to be able here, and especially that this title has come into Uganda after 26 years, So it was a very exciting thing. A lot of calls from friends came in, from family members, and we were overwhelmed. And then we had so many fans from Uganda who had traveled also with us, and seeing them celebrating with us, we became the show actually in Morogoro, where the prize giving was happening, because everywhere Ugandan flags were flying. If you'd have gone and seen I believe you've seen the videos and the pictures that were posted in social media, it was talking about Uganda winning the ARC title. So it's a great feeling. Again, without the sponsors, Moil Tanzania, Moil Uganda, Moil Kenya, Moil Rwanda, Moil Zambia, it would have not been possible, and Tanzania as well. It would have not been possible because they are the main sponsors that they've been able to be with us all this time and making sure that we managed to finish this championship well and also to win it. Again, without the crews, you can't do. Get back from back, Aftab from Kenya, Ales from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Edson, Mulangira, Frank, Abe, Henry, Hamza, and some few rallies. Andy has been on board as well, and not forgetting my co-driver Ali. Without all these people, we would have not been able to reach where we have reached. And as a team, we all worked as one family and moved everywhere together, and to make sure that when we are not okay, all of us are not okay, and we need to solve a problem, we also sit down and think how to solve the problem. And it also taught us a lot at this time of stage that however new things are, but still, it's still a machine. A machine needs to be taken care of. This thing can go wrong, this thing can't go wrong, but still, we all stood together, and we managed to finish the championship properly.
Okay, Kongs, and well done. Then I've just gotten a response here, a question from one of our viewers asking, you talked about Nemo. Of all names, why did you come up with that name? Is it in your history? Is it maybe you can from the horse's mouth?
If you remember, when we were driving in one of the events in Tanzania, and it was a very short distance we drove, and the car had a major breakdown. And now our sponsors said, you know what, it is high time and you need to drop these cars, otherwise it's still going to continue to have, you will not succeed to what you want. And when we started searching for cars, that is where the history comes from, the movie Nemo. And that is why we started looking for cars moving around. We actually saw so many vehicles within East Africa, in Nairobi, 2 cars, in Uganda also we had to look for a car, and then across until we found from M Sport that this, and then again it was a time, we thought we would be able to convince M Sport, because you have to actually put order for the car, and there is a 6 months waiting period. Unfortunately, we had to wait for 9 months before we got the car. So that struggle, the movement across the seas and the oceans, and that's where the name Nemo came from.
Okay, then let's get to Uzbekistan. I don't know, have you learned any language that side? For the time you've been there, you see, Edson has been speaking that language ever since he came back from Uzbekistan. I don't know about you. Have you learned from the period you've been there? Have you learned any words from Uzbekistan?
I actually left it for the crews to learn that.
You left it okay. Then that moment of the Ugandan flag onto the screen, then you guys coming up to get onto the podium to pick your award. I mean, maybe just describe us that moment. You should have been in it's called Utopia in our dialects.
It was it was a very exciting. It was a very exciting moment. Actually, we moved with the entire team. First of all, we were in a group of 15 people, and each member was available on ground. And when they started, the best part was when we were called in, while we were walking going towards the stage, the MC continued to read an introduction about us and the team and where we came from. And we didn't realize at that time. Even after we came back, we asked Ali, did you hear the introduction? Then he said, like a bit, but me, I was not there at all. Like, I was physically there and I never heard the introduction. So it was one of the best moments that they did a full introduction of our history, and until when we got there, and being handed over that trophy, you could feel the pressure has gone down now. That you confirm that we do not have any protest behind us, like what we had in 2019, and this was now a reality, and we are on stage and having our trophies, and we are going back with them at home. So
Okay,
it was
now
a very, very nice feeling.
Okay. Now, having won the ARC 2025, what's next for Team Moil? You guys are going out to defend the ARC because just as Manville did in 2017, he won it in 2017, defended it in 2018, as well as in 2019. The plans of you could be letting the cat out of the box, but it's fine for our listeners and viewers and Team Moil fans to know what's next for Team Moil.
We are yet to sit with our sponsors because we've just come back, and after we've sat down with them, and then we will get back to all our fans all over and give them a way forward after.
Okay, so we watch the space in simple terms. Okay, then the feedback from the listeners may be asking about what do you think from the time you've started competing in Uganda since 2015 up to 2025 now. What do you think can be done to better our sport with these numbers we have, with that influx of cars? We've seen I had a discussion here with Vora, and he said he was taken up by levels of competition here in Uganda, the love by the fans, and the love of the sport by the fans and everyone in the country. What do you think should be done in your view, given your experience here in Uganda, that can be done to improve our sport? You could have brought it from Tanzania because you've competed in Tanzania, you've won the championship there, you've been on the RSA as well, and even your own experience here in Uganda is good enough for someone to pick a leaf from your comments.
There is a lot of things that we need to do. First of all, the most important thing is the involvement of the government directly to the sport, and also from the private sectors. In today's time, for the past 2 years or 3 years now, if you look at the numbers in motorsport, in Uganda, we are running more cars than everywhere in East Africa. And this shows that we are very strong and we have the passion. But again, remember, we are, most of us, we are 90% sponsoring ourselves. And we don't get any sponsors from across or from any private sectors. And to maintain these cars, it's not easy, like the way it's supposed to be. And again, if we manage to get a good support from the government, and from the federation, of course, to try to bring up sponsors, sponsors, so that the local crews can be able to maintain their cars. I believe a lot of things can change. Again, we have a challenge that all of us are maintaining our cars to be able to drive local events. We rarely have cars that could be able to go and do ARC. So that is a factor again, that doing an ARC event is not cheap. It's very, very expensive, and such events needs a lot of intervention from all resources if they are available. In the future now, even this has been discussed in the FIA meeting a few days ago, that what is the future for ARC events. And there was a huge debate about them. We only have 3 to 4 cars that who are running the show. What happens to the next? And we've been categorized with the European cars, where the homologation aspect and the type of cars that are supposed to run in these events, and 99.9% of us can't afford them. So we really need to look into this, and this goes back to the federations who are fighting for us. So we need the team to get back to FIA very quickly and see how they can look into the regulations that suit the African championships, especially. That how do you accommodate in the homologation? If it is safety aspect, okay, what do we need to do for safety purposes? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, so that the championship can continue to go. But the main thing is that we need to have local sponsors to come and sponsor these our drivers and local drivers, so that we are able to run this more. But as I can tell you, we are really hopeful if these ARCs, especially from our side, can be able to go ahead. It's going to be very difficult.
Okay, maybe my last question is, where is the party? We've just seen Sevuguzi last week.
Breathe in first, and then we will get back to the party very soon.
Very soon. We've just seen Sevuguzi last Saturday. Yeah, Sevuguzi threw in a party for winning the championship, because he has won it. This is his 4th, 2006, 2009, 2014. And 2025. So we watch the space in regards to that. Okay. Thank you very much, champion, for sparing time and joining us. And thanks for representing our country. Thanks for bringing pride to our country. And we are honored as this show to be the first media outlet to host the champion, fresh from Uzbekistan. But Edson has been speaking here in my ears about some words in Uzbekistan. I don't know, I need to translate them to you so that you can tell us if it's not like Edson, say to champion. Okay, champion, thank you very much for joining us, and we wish you the best and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, we're going for a short commercial break. When we get back, we have Eddie and Aaron to complete this show. Let's get back after the short commercial break. All right, we'll be back from that short commercial break. It's the Podium every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight, where we preview and review whenever in the world of motorsport. When you come to this, program, definitely read your response. Marseille. Kali, mina Aaron Sambane Edson Mungereza. Eddie, Jania ARC omukulu agituyitiddemu, emu kwezo again ndoza kya wundu. Musafari watuka waliwe bafunya incident. yagenda okulanga speed yesala ndoze bamuluyita kiri
nga kijjukiddemu bakuyita note
ali ndoza
tuzeewo
abali kuno ayina abala ku note sendoza bwe ba
kayinza okuba kaalimu
ndoza ayina mu drop caution kigira banko
take
care ebyalo bijjukira and finally but you guys have really done so well. Nze team ya Mwel, it's a team doing okwegomba bingi the levels of organization edison yatutwalako mu there's a time we did a garage tour nadusako how organized they are, spares weziri motoka weziri neatness inventory. I mean you said gamba bobatu natuka kweno level
okyazannyamu omuzannyo
bagana wosala butungulu jana yasina agitubuulidde and you guys kongs and mukulikire dda
twavuddeyo
maybe yasina ina kyatayogedde ku kyoyinza okwagala okugera ku jana ya mwene ya ARC because abadde bambi championship agikulevingira and good enough mungu mukwakiddeko ne mukikola
okusookera ddala era nga bwagambye katusooke twebaze Moyo Energies Limited okulaba nti kubanga kati bwotunda sente nga bwe nakunnyonnyola luli nti okuvuga ARC
wajibatamya nno ne wajja wano
sajje batamye mazima kati abafiri kati twagala
mazima
ate amazima gabagamu
gaba amatuufu so bw'otunamu nti ekyamazima nti singa tetwalina sponsor ng'oyo era Uganda singa tukyalinze okulaba kikopo kya ARC oba kya Africa nga kikomawo wa Uganda. Akayumba emotoka bwegwa amaanyi gamuggwamu Kenya. Ne batandika olaba kirabika navigator yaliko obuzibu ate biki nga bw'obimanyi
tebibulamu
ate
bannange batokoba
teyamusomedde
yamugambye omusajja kubanga bayiseewo emisana biki
adduka nnyo musinga
emotoka
musinga
n'aguma ng'omuntu ne sponsor we namuzaamu anagamba kiki ekyetaagisa kubanga ffe twayituledde kukola kali akayumba kakole ki kaddewo era ne kakisaawo eno kaddawo dda
kapya
oyasa okujja
mujja kumala kukalaba nga katambula mujje kati tetwagala ate tubaseere
ambadde ate wali kagenda okubeera mu expensive nga katambula anakuba kikokono
saagala nkwetayidde so kati naye mwenyini ng'omuntu mwebaza okuba nti obugumiikiriza kubanga ti bosi wange nate nawe nkyusa golo ne mwana naye gunde olimbye tambuddemu mpola nangamba wayi tugumiikirizeemu ebyo nakola ki nabigumye nasigala nga tukyali naye nti ekyo nkimwebaliza ne kulaba nti byatutaddemu kubanga tiimu zinyingi ziwangudde wadde okubakolerayo kapate oba kubakulirayo suuti n'okulaba nti atute kunnyonya emirundi ogutali gumu ebiri nga tugenda kukola ki okukola nti atuyisa nga abaana be si bakozi be wabula baana be era nkimwebaliza nnyo nsaba Mukama Katonda mu ekyasinga okukola ki okwagala
amusingireko ku kino
kubanga tulina okukola ki
banga wano weyatuuse wano ate yabadde e Uzbekistan
era mukama wange mwenyini yandeetera obuzibu yagamba mufudde ngamba tukoze tya nateeka tulina gurupu yaffe nateekawo bye tulina okugula nga byagala kwenkana motoka y'omuwendo bwe mbaagalamu okugula kino ogule kiri omanyi bagambye ebigenda kubeera simanyi 1 minus ebyo awasomamu tufudde naye
kamwina ofunayo galaga jaketi amatuufu
nimwebaza okulaba nti ebisinga yabiteekamu fe okusobola okukola ki
okutambula
Tuwali asuze enjala, tuwali atoma kwetu.
Then those are travels okuva nakubira last week nsumu kuna namukona mukuru so kuba nagamba sawa eno ndi mu transit ko za kigendo kebera nje nimuga kale boss tabula bulungi nnyo ne oba wakadda
osokereno
era sokedde
wano
ze mwateka haga na chaunya ko Uzbekistan
sogo sebo
abana nabakunaba nnyo agamba weekend agimaze
yate ngate muloka jalimu ebibadde mu kyembikoze Eddie, so then kwa awards eri ndoza nalaba you guys mwagenda nga team yona yaliyo.
Yes.
I mean ero nalabira dada team what you call a rally team. Bosoma mateka gafaga national competition rules. Go kuregister rally team. You pay money. Go kubera manager wa rally team. I think you pay 1 million shillings. But we don't have teams mu Uganda.
1,100,000.
Anyway, but teams, what you call a rally team, what compounds a rally team, these guys are true definition of a rally team.
Yeah.
And Eddie, which cause Aaron, I don't know what's your take, but these guys really deserve their flowers.
The role era tubate ku forum zoko. Dayo ifana chichasoka kufurumanga en route Uzbekistan.
Kama chichasoka.
Kama chichasoka kufurumanga kulonje. En route Uzbekistan nga banange.
Endo zanti bawulekete
byebintu ebimugamba omuntu yena byali yegombye okubanga akolebwa wali omuntu yangamba nti oyo nasinna saati tusi wa moyiro ninga okay ne mulungo nayo kiri Uzbekistan
ate moyiro yani
mulungo
yashagaza kuletera kale olupapula weruli yeshi moyiro
nedda sebo ebyo byonna byakola ki kwekwa era nga mukulu eno lwagambye emulungo ero nyagendayo buli sande chogamba ne
nange ndi mu level yemu nedda nedda kiva ku mutima gwe ngajwe gwe ndi naawe nonga omanyi timu yange mwena twavudde hoima murale twagimaze te tugendeko entebe sande mwena mujje tutule tugende ku KFC Tekitu kiva ku mutima gwa muntu timu akajobo buildings mu kintu ngejo bamugende kikalangala weekend ejo mumalanga muri mwekanga mwejukanya nga kizimba togetherness kinene nnyo omuntu aveeyo nga mtufu Edison tawide wagamba omusajja atuyisanga baana be oli nga tata wafe ozimbi abazimbye togetherness eyo kada nti abakoze kintu kyetayina nnyo by the way murale zaffe Uganda enchowulira ono yakoze kiri ono yamukoze kino ono yadduse mweno adduse mweri ebyo noza gwe biva kuki tewaliwo that togetherness mu team cohesion mu team ntono that's why encha ku macho jakiroga amanya n'okumanya vale mu motoka yange kandeeta omulala banga that cohesion tekola ki teriyo nese yatandika okuzimba ekintu ekyo zene bompita bwisi nagambako olumu abantu wano nenga nti waliwo omuntu omu nze njakyogera bulungi ande musoke natula naye ndoze emyaka ng'ebiri tetwakola na performance eryawo eri out of this world ande nze ndoza ye muntu akira ku machane bwakola nti papa ate tugende tuvugemu kasaketi kano I will give it to him 100%. Ubanga ye muntu akubira nokuyanga tobimanyi ko abewaka ne bakubira essimu akwanda abadde wano atuletedde ettooke abayinza okuba yabadde ava gyavudde oba iraki ye togetherness cohesion gye twazimba naye nange ekeewe bwe ntambula bwe ntuuka bwe nsanga Maria tambuuza nti ononye eki ntuula butuuzi ego wanywedde walidde ekyemisana ye nti muleete tulye ati cohesion gye twazimba n'omuntu ngo ndoza kye tulina okuzimba
fena waliwo navigator omunadde nkayana naye nagambye ennaku zino abalina otusasula sente nimbagamba ekyo si kyekisaana kubanga omuntu abantu abasinga bwakuwa sente aba alowooza
kiwedde
otegeera nimbawo ekyokola bwe nimbagamba nti Isa Nyanzi yagwa n'afanderule ejjinja 2.5 2.3
awe watyo yes
segere Nyanzi n'akutuka ensingo n'afandero yatwala obuvunanyizibwa kutuusa Yusanyanziro yakolaki
Wow.
naye singa yali amusasudde emitwalo gya 3 okitegeera nga bweganze bwompa 3 nja kujja nja tuulayo singa yali amuwadde 3
kabaka weddemu
Lumala yakutula Moses Lumala Zey Lumala yakutula Moses
Matovu.
ensingo yamutwala mpaka e Germany naye singa mwami Lumala yali asasudde Moses Matovu akakadde
agafuna kujieni
anti gwakutisa ensingo eroni akakadde weekali anti tugenda hoima ng'ayita okitegeera nzijukira Lumala ndowooza events bbiri teyazivuga ng'agenze ne okitegeera waliwo omukwano
building that cohesion kikulu
okay so Eddie producer tuwadde lwa Thaddeus Sulayem gundi being bam re-electing as FIA president wabadde live mukolo ogwenzo
abadde naye
bifaananyi ebyo ebya FIA General Assembly so tubulya ku biki ebyakoza mukolo
omukolo gw'okutwaliza awamu oba tegusaana nakwogerako kubanga abajja kulowooza ngu janjawagizza nnyo obati gye naakoze eki naabadde naye nga FMU awards zino mbadde nsaba anti batugambye za January mututwale mu kifo ekitegerekeka
nzeri ku Silver Springs kyoba kisalawodde
tumala gagenda awo naye omukolo muguteekemu kubanga bwolaba nti engeri gye
okujanjawaza
buli omu tebo ye ebyokulya byonna byabaddewo si ffe twabiguze twabisanzeewo nga bonna bonaga ampadde ebinyeebwa mwali badde mumpa kooni nga bagenda bazireeta zabuzeeko kuno nga bazireeta akokunywa kakumalako muzeeyi watongereyo
okitegeera taata
then bw'olaba nti buli category almost bakoze eki bagirabiriko kyayo mu Uganda empapula muwandiika nyingi naye ne mufulumya kitono osegedde
waliwo mikwano gyange egyaŋŋamba egikaaba 2022 gyafuna ebikopo naye nga si ebyabwe ne babisitula ne bagamba ebikopo si byaffe bye mwatuwadde kuliko bitnandeka tujja kudde tuli braninge we bakubye essimu gamba bala kuno muno atwawadinga ebituufu nga ate mwe twabamala
ndowooza owulira ensonga ngeezo
bale nali ne Jackson mu karting which was around 3 and 4 ago ne mugaba bandi badde bafulumya
list
the points kuba 2023 ndowooza so that earlier liwa balina issues zonna of course kigwa mu dokati ya DVP mu motor rallying then na motorcycling nabo of course buli mwaka ngutandika bintu mu assembly mu bitabo bibeeramu but not everyone attends the assembly bandi badde bafulumya ebyo the points so that some people cross check tuka wali nga Edson you expect an award mu pale ya division tuba baina go bajiwa atali mu category so ebiyambako
kituufu so
not in a bad way by the way
yeah
tetugamba
producer so twakufananya bya FIA
that team
naye Eddie being yafunye ekisanja ekirala agenda kudda mata paka 229
ani abadde amuvuganya
of course yabadde luli previous twakolako story wano nga yalina the person was going to contest finally bakiva ndawa munekanya kene mukuru kibira yabaddeyo of course buli ASN ino okuwayo mu representative and you guys made it so let's wait mujina emyaka egiddako ekinabeerawo in terms of the sport but of course omukulu Africa badde naye ajagadde nnyo though is of course twina ARS twina the Safari we awards now this is the African champion so I think it's a very good stepping stone it may be
zikimanjira okubuuza tugenda mu meetings zino annually oba Uganda syndical representatives nga mu conference ngeeyo mu no meeting abantu nga bano nze ninache nebuuza nyinza okubanza obandi over ambitious ndoza nyinza okuba ebintu byange ndaba bulala Edison oyinza okunyamba kuyinza okuba wabaddeyo nyinza okubanze bensubira okukusanga yeyo ndoza abantu abatebabasangayo bwe batuuka mu bintu bino oba mu meetings nga zino dialogues chezi ntesagana chechi oba kibe byebogerako ferafa abali mu kase Uganda na kali mu East Africa bituyinza okuba nga tupiikinga ne tufunamu nga tuzize nga bakomyewo ababa batugenzo tukiikirira bichi tumungiro okutira ekya YASIN nyinza okuba mugamba ye yagenze kupiikinga kikopo kye na celebrations ze chikize niba lubo bakamba baffe abatambula every year ndo zatubane ne conferences zino ne batuukayo bwe batuukayo bikibe bajja era bwe babijjayo eno fa abali e Uganda wansi abatonotono nga ffe tufuna ki oba tuganyulwamu ki okujja ko ng'ogyeko gamba nti twagenda ne tulonda ne tuvaayo nti twatuukiriza obuvunaanyizibwa nga ASN ne tulonda president apart from okulonda kimmanyi nti waliwo ebintu tuyinza okufunayo eyo
era sebo bw'olaba ne parliamenti yaffe mulimu abeera beebase naye nga babeera bazze kukiikirira ebitundu bye bakola
bavaamu
osanga naffe tuukayo ne twebakamuko kubanga bw'otunuulira like grants tugambe Rwanda zeefuna Uganda tezirabika
tuzifunako
Kenya zeefuna
Uganda
tetuzifuna ng'ate abagendayo kutukiikirira bakola ki bonna bagenda
batuuka wamu
kiki ekiri awo kitegeeza ffe
Bukenya ayinza okuba wa million ayinza okuba yalitegeera okutusiibako
good enough next week God will tujja hostinga ano general secretary ate nayo twamuhostinga nga yakavaayo jukira balina assemblies ezaali tumuhostinga wano tugenda kuddamu tumuhostinga God will next week
kozi byo China program yo kyagino jimpe konzijukire ku byatumiza mbe yajjayo
we program
banga nyizo kunya okunyambako okuddamu okubuuza omuntu ono ku byajjayo luli kuno yayongeddeko biriwa
so Eddie the moment says ukatinga jimabadde naye tesanga kasanga kabagana bagana natalabika ng'ekimuli ky'endabbu
tekikyalabika bakola example kati tuyinza okukikyusaamu natalabika nga ARC championship
yalole nzibu ennyo neyatuwe nayo nzibu
okuboza
moments nga zino ndowooza these are things that going up because you've been in rally for because joining a motorsport ngo kadde recently naine Tolman ngamboza ku balabe financial Tolman agamba mutufu Edison watu usene banga yabadde mu motorsport nebiriwo are deserving okuba part of it because you've been part of this history. These are I think moments so cherishing in your life is ogenda okulako na abazukulu n'abazukulu simanyi ogenda twakola bukozi just winning the rally, just winning the championship. Year one. Someone had said to me that I took 5 days not showering, which wasn't the case. These moments, because question here you know what it means. Edison yazze ku radio mbagamba yazze mu kubalata abalagamba yazze mu kujeregerera abalagamba yajja kulemesa but when you did what they know about share no be comparing YASIN byanyonyodde surely ARC is an amateur league era idoza njago demonstrate abantu entanda bagala okola ARC what they should go through in case to achieve what YASIN has done because you have them experience yakasana abajesha muwanguzi fort hoyim ngalese Eddie as part of his
background team
ye nengamba atumazi yakasa akola third best time nengamba Edison ali on the move ya unfortunately byabatuka kwa unfortunately
bajja kusigala nga banyiivu kati nga ibyo tubitadde ebbali ng'oggyeko emmotoka ya Jazz Mangati Hyundai ne Ford Fiesta YASIN NASSER eriwo endala gy'otwala mu ARC n'ogamba ejja fuluma ne bweneba ARC2 gwe gimpeemu nti proper group NK eri ready to rally eri ready to compete
mukulagezezaako
yali badde ya Susan
wa Susan mukula as well
yali badde ya N12B
ali ready kugendayo
kiyinza okuba yetali ready
kati kitegeeza tewali
ate even over the years okuva 2017 kirazikidde nti watu ina R5 kizibu okulangula ARC because zonna kuva 2017 paka nakati ziwanguddwa abantu ina R5 gwe ina group NK you can only come second field
no osobola
ARC2
bw'otunuulira Sachinia Kill avuga R3 naye bw'olaba times zaateekawo n'ebifo by'amalira n'emmotoka yagitegeka ekitegeeza bwe olina proper group NK
osobola okulwanira waawo
mu butuufu bwayo nga bw'erina okubeera
and edi challenge weri waliwo R5s ezibeerawo awo kati next year Vora ajja Ahmed Huel ajja kati n'oba ina proper group NK ogenda kulwana n'ezo emmotoka ng'olina
kituufu
ati ekyo kyekuzzeyo kyegambye nti okulangula ARC the ultimate
otegedde buli kasita
ogitegeka
mu butuufu bwayo
n'obeerawo osobola okubeerawo awo kubanga era nga bw'agambye edi bw'ogambye Vora
ekitone ennyo nga tolina miliyoni 2 tosaana genda kuvuga ARC
event yonna
miliyoni 2
ennyo
emmotoka ogiyina but you need 20 million for the event so time was 6 rounds 7 that's
140
150 million in $2
temuli bigudde tebiraze tebiriimu
temuli preparation ya motoka
kiri
150 wazo kifuna naye singa wabaawo bya YASIN ebyagwawo mu WRC
Edi banjagala anyway neze ngamba n'oba ina proper group NK nga balina R5 nga bali awo gw'okujja oba kubanga olina mu group NK
omwana Nyerere nze muyita beginner CRC driver time zo obadde oziraba abadde agamba kambalumbemu Rwanda awo n'agireeta nga eri ready to compete naye nakola ki competing nabo era stage time zo obadde oziraba
yegamba to great example just before switching to Indai yakola yevo 10 eyo yakola almost round zonna yoza yakyusa for the last gundi naye yaliwaawo
naye bwe bamaliriza
anti naye yaliwo
ogenda Pakistan nga YASIN gye yabadde okay of course this without discouraging people there's an option ebesinga the first one is a good
definitely a very good prepared group NK ekuwa start entuufu
okay kale Edwin parting shot
kulisaayo bachampioni baffe Ali Katumba ne YASIN NASSER ne tiimu eyo yonna achievement gye mwatuuseeko nene nnyo nga bwe twali bagambye ndowooza it would have been the stepping stone for motorsport to blossom again ku African oba ku Uganda scene katusobooze bakama baffe abatutwala bayinza okukozesa opportunity eneze to showcase what motorsport can bring kubanga nawulirangayo zi handshake is a presidential mu kaseera kano nga twafunye African champion bijo ab'emisinde abakola All African Games bafuna za handshake bwensuubira wano nti YASIN NASSER African champion ndoza handshake eyo erimo pule okuba mu pule so katusabe bakama baffe abatutwala tugeza okulobinga kijja kuwa amaanyi nze Jonas Kansiima ali yeebase ayinza ogaleka handshake eno nkulu nnyo nankangende nwane nfuuke bottomless mu kasente nga nwanira handshake olugifuna mba mmaze kubanga eba ya forever buli mwaka bakuditamininga nti buli mwezi ajja kufunanga sente so
cutting shot
sinagenda kannebaze FUFA TV omukisa gw'etuwa guno okubeerawo wano nebaze bakama bange abamoiro Uganda ne nga Moyo Energies nenkunga abawagizi bange mwenna
nga gwomu
nga nze omu bajje ku Race of Champions ebusiika ku Boxing Day kubanga Tour champion ajja kubaayo
ane tujiriko
it's a Race of Champions Motocross champion ajja kubaayo national Africa champion ajja kubaayo national champion ajja kubaayo bwatajje tiyinza
ojuza obutamanya kuba champion
race of champions oina ogambira
two wheel drive champion national champion
netwadde kulinnya kati
CRC champion national champion
amanya teekako bamanyanya agenda okujja
Mansur Bega nga Bukenya Kenya nga yerona duwe
alogera ku byonona badde balabi balungi tujja kuja kumaina benebinda waliwo motorsport nga Eddie banne mukulike eyo
twavuddeyo
obugalo bweyongero
ero nali wala akuteho kati mazeko zinyongere isakuwa mukono tujja kuja kumande na benebinda waliwo motorsport out and good night